before I start going there, before y'all start calling me a hater, because y'all just don't want to comprehend what I'm about to say. First and foremost, congratulations to Terence Crawford by beating Earl the True Spence and becoming a 2-division undisputed world champion. I picked Bud Crawford to beat Earl the True Spence, right? Bud Crawford is pound for pound number 1. Bud Crawford is an all-time great. Let's get that thing out the way. Now, Terence Bud Crawford, after the win, is acting like a scorned baby mama in family court. Like a bitter baby mama in family court. Saying the same thing that Earl the True Spence said to Keith on Tom Thurman. The tables are turned. I ain't gonna fight you. And I was asking for a fight. You ain't wanna give me a fight, so I ain't gonna give you a fight. Terence Bud Crawford took it to Twitter. My, how the tables have turned. Daniel Garcia and you, Keith Thurman, would never get a shot at the top dog, and that's me. Y'all hoe asses didn't want no smoke when I wanted to fight, remember? Now y'all want to fight so bad. Go keep fighting each other like before. It's funny how these fighters want to fight now. Back then, all they could say was, I haven't fought nobody. How they begging, looking for a check. Can't make this up. Now, bud. Ladies and gentlemen, look, I understand in this community there is the hate PBC army. There's a lot of, there's a few channels out there that hate the PBC, that built their channels on hating on PBC and PBC fighters. And vice versa. There's other people that hate on Terence Bud Crawford, that hate the top rank side and things of that nature. And I know everybody hustle the people out here in this community, but it's gonna take me, one of the guys one of the few guys in the sport in this YTBC that break things down unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. Now, look, Terence Bud Crawford, first and foremost, you was the last one to come up to the welterweight division. When you was in the 140-pound division, we had Keith and Tom Thurman. We had Daniel Garcia. We had Sean Porter. We had Earl the True Spence. You was the last guy to come up. Again, the PBC guys was already lined up to fight one another, right? Whether people like it or not, this side of the street or this side of the street. At the time, Bud Crawford was not in the 147-pound division anyway. All right? If you check out the guys, everybody's resume in the welterweight division, I'm talking about the elites. They got good resumes. From Daniel Garcia, one of the best resumes of this era. Keith and Tom Thurman, one of the best welterweight resume. Earl Spence, one of the best welterweights. They were fighting each other. They was fighting to unify the titles and things of that nature. So I don't know why Bud Crawford feel like he was really dug. No, he was not really dug. Let's not forget that Terence Bud Crawford signed the extension to Top Rank, knowing that Top Rank at the time was not working with PBC, with Al Heyman. So let's cut the crap, bud. Let's cut the crap. Let's not also forget that Keith and Tom Thurman signed Top Rank a contract. As a matter of fact, if y'all don't believe it, let's remind Bud and everybody else that is just echoing whatever Bud is saying. Let's remind the people. Hold on.
Has Keith Thurman reached out again to fight him? Has Ugas?
Yeah.
Oh, he has. Okay, you're breaking news right now.
Huh?
But how did the conversation go?
No, he had been in touch with me before.
Uh-huh.
And now he was calling me again. And he said Keith would be interested in fighting Crawford.
Oh, you remember that, Bud Crawford? Was Keith and Tom Thurman ducking you? No. Matter of fact, he sent the proposal and the term sheet to Top Rank twice to fight you. And let's not forget, you decided to fight Kell Brook. Now, you sued Top Rank at the same time. Your frustration was with Bob Arum, that he didn't want to get you the Manny Pacquiao fight, he didn't want to get you to fight and things of that nature. So it was Bob Arum. Now let me know who you got the problem with. Bob Arum, Al Heyman, PBC, Daniel Garcia, Keith Thurman. Because you seem kind of confused in your tweets, ladies and gentlemen. He seems kind of confused. Bud Crawford, let's not also forget, because of course, look, a lot of people are saying, well, you know, Keith, what's up there? What's he going to do for Bud Crawford if he fights him? What's Daniel Garcia going to do if he fights him? Let me say it like this. In this era of welterweights, Keith and Tom Thurman versus Bud Crawford is still a legacy fight. It's still a legacy fight for Bud Crawford. So I don't even understand why fans out there, it's not your job, fans, listen up. It's not your job to kill fights. It's your job to encourage these fighters to fight the best fights. In this era, a Keith one-time Thurman versus Bud Crawford is a legacy fight, and it's a legacy fight for Bud Crawford. Why wouldn't y'all want Bud Crawford to enhance his legacy with a guy that his only blemish is losing to Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest of all time, the GOAT, arguably, in a split decision loss. Never got demoralized. Danny Swift Garcia, yes, lost 3 times to the elite fighters. Never got demoralized on championship fights. So it's like saying, oh, well, if people say that Keith Thurman and Bud Crawford is not a legacy fight, oh, he's irrelevant. Let's not forget that Sugar Ray Leonard fought Hagler after 3 years being out. He ain't had a significant win or significant fight in 5 years before fighting Hagler. Was that a legacy fight? Was that a legacy fight? Yes, you know why? Because it was within their era. It's within their era. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather fought, right? Way beyond their prime. Was that a legacy fight? Yes. A Keith Thurman and a Keith Thurman and a Bud Crawford. It's a legacy fight. And let's not forget, for the people that don't believe in it, whatever, guess what? Terence Bud Crawford team is echoing what I'm echoing. They believe that Keith Thurman was always the guy, the ultimate challenge for Bud Crawford. Oh, y'all don't want to believe me? How about y'all hear it from Bud Crawford's team themselves?
You can't discredit this man. Keith Thurman is a big welterweight, a unified champion. Somebody has to see Keith Thurman. Why am I the biggest supporter of Keith Thurman? I don't know. Why? Because he's the best. He's one of the best. That's why. Because he's one of the best. Y'all keep trying to forget Keith Thurman, trying to put Keith Thurman down. Keith Thurman is the best. Outside of Bud Crawford, Earl Spence, Keith Thurman is the best.
Porter, Spence, or Thurman, you know.
Out of those 3, who would be the most challenging, you feel?
Probably Thurman. Probably Thurman. Yeah, probably Thurman. Thurman. Probably Thurman. Yeah, probably Thurman. Thurman. Probably Thurman. Yeah, probably Thurman. Thurman. Probably Thurman. Yeah, probably Thurman.
Because a lot of people think Spence because of his size.
Yeah, because the space. Yeah, you see what size does to you. Nothing. You know, his punches didn't even move Terence, so size don't mean anything. But Thurman is just he mobile, good with his punches. He punches from different angles. Thurman is just he mobile, good with his punches. He punches from different angles.
That's Team Crawford, you folks. That's actually not punch drunk. That's not punch drunk boxing. That's Team Crawford as well. To acknowledge that Keith one-time Thurman and Bernie the Boxer, shout out to Bernie the Boxer, shout out to Bo Mac. Hopefully things work out for Bo Mac, and shout out to Barbershop Conversation for the Bob Arum interview that he did in the past. To clarify for the people that Keith Thurman wanted that fight, and they send contracts for Terence Bud Crawford to fight Keith one-time Thurman. So all this Bud Crawford, these guys that didn't want to fight, man, they left. Man, timing is everything. This is the business of boxing, Terence Bud Crawford. Timing is everything. Don't be like, don't kill fights. I'm tired of fighters trying to kill fights. Your job is to make fights, enhance your legacy. If you're going to be active, enhance your legacy. Okay. You want Charlo. You want Canelo Alvarez, right? All right, you dissing these other guys from PBC and whatever, stuff like that. You still asking for PBC money, PBC opportunities. For the people out there, I'm talking to the PBC hate army. Y'all knowing that 2023 has been an epic year because of PBC. Canelo Alvarez became an undisputed under the PBC banner. Terence Bud Crawford became a 2-division undisputed world champion under the PBC banner. And now the 2 fights that he's asking for is PBC. It's Al Heyman guys now. So his biggest opportunity, his biggest payday, and for the first time, like Bud Crawford said, it's about time that people pay me the respect that I deserve. Oh yeah, that was fighting Earl the True Spence. And I know people going to be like, well, it was Earl Spence that put his foot down and make the fight. It wasn't PBC. Look, I'm going to say it like this. If PBC ain't want to do that fight, PBC wouldn't do the fight. If PBC ain't want to do that fight, PBC ain't want to do that fight. So as much as people want to give Earl Spence, yeah, you give him credit for putting the pressure. But let me say it like this. If PBC said, you know what? No, we're not going to put that fight. And if you don't want to fight Earl the True Spence, you know what? we'll petition, or not petition, but we'll let the Belt Federation strip you, put on champion in recess, so Keith Thurman fight for the fight, and then at the end of the day, it will be Bud Crawford and Keith Thurman anyway. That's how they work in the business of boxing. Now, this is a good fight. These are legacy fights for Bud Crawford. At the end of the day, these are good fights to enhance the legacy of Bud Crawford. At the end of the day, Bud Crawford is a favorite to beat these guys. Can you imagine Terence Bud Crawford having Keith Thurman in his resume, Daniel Garcia in his resume, and yes, if he and the winner of Canelo Alvarez and Charlo, if you get the Charlo fight, that's in his resume. Our job is to encourage good fights, legacy fights, not to kill fights. Because if Terence Bud Crawford doesn't fight the likes of Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia, who are highly accomplished of this era. We're talking about eras of this era. That's like in the heavyweight division. I still want to see AJ versus Wilder. None of them got belts. Is that a legacy fight? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And put it this way, for the people that don't like PBC and hate PBC, if you don't like PBC, so who you want Terence Bud Crawford to fight? And don't mention any PBC fighters or any PBC or any fighters that's affiliated with PBC. Don't mention no Charlo, don't mention no Canelo, don't mention no Thurman, don't mention no Danny Garcia, don't mention no Boots. Who you want? Don't mention Tim Zhu. Who you want Terence Bud Crawford to fight? Basically, everybody in 154-pound division is affiliated with PBC. So who you want Terence Bud Crawford to fight? You PBC haters? Huh? If he's going to stay active, let Terence Bud Crawford enhance his legacy, in which in most of the fights, he will be the favorite anyway. This is about Bud Crawford enhancing his legacy. If you're a real fan of Bud Crawford, you want him to fight Keith Thurman and enhance his legacy by beating Keith Thurman and do something that the other guys couldn't do and demoralize the Keith or Danny Garcia if that's what it is. Bud Crawford, the top dog, can only fight one guy at a time. One guy at a time. Stop with this Earl Spence talking point about the tables is turned and I'm not going to give you a chance because when I called you out, you ain't give me a chance. So you change it. You switch it up. You set the tone. Now you the top dog. Look, people want you to fight Boots. People want you to fight Boots. You don't know what's going to happen in your career, Bud Crawford. You don't know you're going to take an L like these guys. Well, you're not going to get an opportunity. Come on, man. Stop that shit, man. These are good fights for you, your legacy, for the sport of boxing. More importantly, for you. Nobody ever questioned these other guys' resume. The question about resumes was questioning Bud Crawford's resume. And now it's getting better because of PBC.